Welcome to another edition of the Ringside Review. This is your host, Bruce Lee. On today's episode of the Ringside Review, I have comments on the Agbeko and Abner Mares bantamweight tournament final that happened last weekend. Also on this episode, my prediction on an Alexander Povetkin versus Ruslan Chagaev fight. This is for the WBA regular heavyweight championship. But first off, I want to touch on the bantamweight title final catastrophe that happened last weekend due to the refs, which his name is Ruslan Chagaev. The refs' lack of control, I shouldn't say control, his lack of taking away points from Mares when he low-blowed Agbeko several times during the fight. It's not like the referee didn't see what was going on, because he did warn Mares several times. Why the points were not taken away is beyond me. I am just glad the IBF did order a rematch, and Abner Mares did go ahead and accept it and go ahead, and he is willing to do this fight again, because he do know it was a bunch of mess that happened for him to get the IBF title. But I'm glad he is going ahead and accepting this rematch and going ahead and putting the show on again. Of course, Don King Promotions and Golden Boy have to work out the details, but that can be done at a later date. But I'm glad they're getting it on again. And it just occurred to me, just came in, I was informed that Abneko's scrotums has filed a restraining order against Abner Mares' hands. Yes, and they did go ahead and leave the building. His scrotums, that is, Abneko's scrotums left the building about the 4th or 5th round. They couldn't take any more punishment. They left the state of Nevada that day. They boarded a plane, and they are in hiding right now. The man's scrotums is in hiding right now. So, but I am glad, be serious, I am glad they're going to go ahead and do this rematch and get this straightened out. My second thing I want to get to today was my prediction on the Alexander Povetkin and Ruslan Chagaev fight for the WBA regular championship. This must be the WBA Bud Light version of Budweiser of their championship. I don't get it, man. I just don't get it. Of course, you heard my rant and raving before on the heavyweight division, as well as the WBA with their many titles. Sounds like a wrestling organization up in here, or I bet I say wrestling according to the WWE. It's sports entertainment. But anyway, they have more titles than I don't know what. I can't even count. They must go off the Chicago Bulls style of 3-peat championships. 3 1 year and 3 couple years later. I don't know. Anyway, this is for the WBA regular championship. Actually, how I'm going to swing with this fight, I'm not even going to act like I know these two fighters inside and out, which I truly don't. They haven't fought anyone to me. All I know is Alexander Povetkin is 21-0 and hired Teddy Atlas as his trainer some time ago. And Ruslan Chagaev he came off a long layoff. A very long layoff. I forgot. I think it was something wrong with him physically, like an illness. But anyway, he's back. He's 27-1. With this only loss coming to Vladimir Klitschko back in 2009. Ruslan Chagaev is 4-1 in his last 5, while Alexander Povetkin is 5-0 with 3 KOs. How I'm going to swing with this fight? I'm going to go ahead and go with Alexander Povetkin by unanimous decision. I think he'll go ahead and control the fight. Teddy will have a good game plan for him, and I think it'll pretty much be a cakewalk for him. Of course, he had a chance to fight Vladimir Klitschko some time ago, but he did not accept the fight. Well, Teddy told him, not to accept the fight because he was not ready, which, who is ready for a Klitschko brother, to be honest with you? I don't know who's ready. I don't think there's no one out there who's ready for them brothers right about now. But that was the whole story of why he didn't fight Vladimir to begin with. And as far as the WBA regular title being on the line, if I was Vladimir Klitschko, I would feel very insulted. They made another title for 2 other fighters to battle over when I beat your organization's champion last month. I don't understand it. If I was Vlad, I mean, I don't understand it. I mean, whoever wins this fight, which I think is Povetkin, Klitschko will beat him, hands down. Vladimir, yes, I said it. I was doing a lot of hating last month and some months before, but I don't, like I stated a couple of episodes ago, I don't think there's no one out there that can beat the Klitschkos at this point in time. No one. Heavyweight division is dead. Until someone proves me wrong, shows some heart, I still would think that it's the Klitschko brothers division to lose, and it's been like that for years now. But anyway, I would feel insulted if I was Vladimir that this is for some kind of WBA, some kind of championship, when I'm supposedly am your organization's champion. That's a slap in the face. Anyway, Alexander Povetkin wins by unanimous decision. A few side notes here. Robert Guerrero, as you all know, he had a shoulder injury. Otherwise, I would have been doing that prediction this week. So he pulls out his fight with Marcos Medina, which would have been a heck of a fight in my opinion. Man, I wish they can go ahead and get it on, man. I hope Guerrero's shoulder heals up pretty quick. It's not a career-ending injury, so I hope he pulls through and everything. I sure would like to see that fight. That should be a good fight, a good scrap right there between Guerrero and Medina. Another side note: Glenn Johnson, of course, as you all know, agrees to fight Butte coming up in November. Of course, you all know Kelly Pavlik passed on the deal, passed on $1.3 million. I know they offered, I know Butte's camp offered Kessler more money than old Kelly, but on my last video, you know how I felt on that one. He should have went ahead and took the money. He's a guy that moved up to super middleweight, so he has to climb the ranks just like everyone else. I mean, no handouts here. Should have just took the 1.3 million and went ahead and done the fight. But anyway, Glenn Johnson fights Butte coming up in November. And I know the guy has not fought anyone, but if you get a chance, please check out Kimbo Slice's knockout this past weekend. Well, on the 13th. I'm sorry about that. On the 13th of this month. It's on YouTube already, of course. Please check out that knockout. I don't care if he was fighting the bone. That was a heck of a knockout. Dude went through the ropes. I don't know if you were scared, man. Kimbo hit him with a pretty good shot. But go ahead and check that out whenever you get a chance. Pretty good knockout there. But this wraps up another edition of the Ringside Review. Until next time, try to stay on your feet. Peace out.